Today we will start our revision about biology for a secondary one. First, we will talking about biomolecules or biochemistry molecule. They are large-size organic components which called polymers, like we show here in this diagram, which is formed or made up from smallest molecules called monomers. All of these are carbon atoms. It's very important. They are extremely necessary for life of the living organism, and this classified according their molecular structure and function to 4 main groups: nucleic acid, carbohydrate, lipid, and protein. The structure sequence of human body. Human body is formed from systems, and system formed from organs, and the organs we focus inside it to know what the smallest unit which form organs. We found it tissues formed from cells, and here because I talking about human, for that this cell is animal cell. Animal cells formed from organelles, like we talked last year. Organelles may be nucleus, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, and so on. And these organelles formed from macromolecules. And like you study in chemistry, macromolecules formed from macromolecule, and the smallest object found inside your body are atoms. Now we're talking about the difference between organic molecules and inorganic molecules. Organic molecules, the main definition of it, the molecules your body can sense it or produced inside your body. For that, it's called organic, come from the word organ, or the opposite meaning of organic called inorganic molecules. For that, biologic, it's your body can sense it. Organic molecules, they are large-sized molecules mainly formed from carbon and hydrogen and oxygen atoms. But inorganic molecules is not necessary for formed from these 3 atoms. For examples, carbohydrate in organic, carbohydrate, lipid, protein, and nucleic acid, and this 4 group we will concentrate or focus on it in our curriculum. Inorganic may be like water or mineral salts. First, we were talking about carbohydrates, very important macromolecules for living organisms. It forms, like we study, from carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Excellent. In ratio 1 to 2 to 1. Classification of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is classified to simple sugar and complex sugar. Okay. Simple sugar is divided to monosaccharide and disaccharide. Monosaccharide is the simplest unit of glucose, such as simple form of carbohydrate, such as glucose, fructose, galactose, and ribose. But disaccharide is formed from 2. It is a reaction between 2 molecules of monosaccharide make links between them to form disaccharide, like the reaction between two molecules of glucose here form maltose, or reaction between glucose and galactose to form lactose, glucose plus fructose, which form sucrose. Complex sugar like starch, cellulose, and glycogen. What's the importance of glucose? To obtain energy. Storing energy inside the living organism is very, very important to all organisms and building cells. Next, we will study or make refresh on new topic which called lipids. Lipids, also polymers formed from monomers called fatty acids. They consist of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. Lipid is soluble in polar solvent. As water? No, it's insoluble in water. But they are soluble in non-polar solvent. Like we studied last year, what the meaning of polar solvent and non-polar solvent. Polar solvent, this is the molecules which have charge. But non-polar solvent don't have charge. Surrounding, above, or found inside this molecule. Molecular structure of lipid. They formed from 3 fatty acids and 1 molecule of glycerol, which are molecules have 3 hydroxyl group. What is the classification of lipid? Simple lipid, complex lipid, and lipid derivatives. Simple lipid like oils, fats, and waxes. Complex lipid like phospholipid. It's very, very important molecule found inside the cell membrane of the cell. Lipid derivatives like cholesterol and some hormones found inside a human body, like adrenaline hormones, steroid hormones, gonads hormones. All of that are lipid derivatives. Oil, liquid fat formed from reaction of unsaturated fatty acids. Fats, solid substance formed from reaction of saturated fatty acid with glycerol. Waxes, substance formed from reaction of high molecular weight of fatty acid with monohydric alcohol. Okay, now we will go on a new topic. Complex lipid. Complex lipid formed from carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, in addition of phosphorus and nitrogen atom, like phospholipid. Okay, give me example about lipid derivatives like cholesterol and some hormones. What the importance of lipids? Obtaining energy, work as thermal insulator, work as hormones, building cell, and work as protective cover. Next, we are talking about protein. It's very, very important. It forms muscles, enzymes. They are made from the smallest unit called amino acid. They consist of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Amino acid These are two amino acids, and this reaction of formed a protein by hydrolysis. What's the meaning of hydrolysis? Remove a water molecule from two neighboring amino acids. Okay, and here we found this bond which called peptide bond. So what is the classification of protein? Simple protein, which is formed from amino acid only, like albumin, which present in plant cell roots and human plasma of blood, or conjugated protein. They are made of amino acid with binding with maybe another element like phosphorus, iodine, or iron. This is like a protein which found inside your blood, hemoglobin, or red blood cells. What is important of proteins? They enter like talking about this point in last year. They enter in structure of enzymes and many hormones. It is the form glands, nails, hair, and your skin. It's enter in the structure of your body fluid, blood, lymph. It is very important for body growth. We will talking inshallah about nucleic acid in our next session. Now we were talking about enzyme. Enzyme is typically protein, formed from protein. It is very important. Enzyme is very, very important about many vital process or facility many reactions on your body. How enzyme work? Enzyme work like we show here in this diagram. Enzyme have a very important theory called key and lock. Each enzyme has specific substrate. The enzyme and substrate are very close to each other. The substrate has a point called active point. It's very suited to its enzyme. Each enzyme work like I told you about specific substrate, like in digestion. We will study in next year, inshallah. Amylase enzyme work only on a carbohydrate. Pepsin inside your stomach work on its substrate, which called protein. Trypsin reduced in pancreas and has also specific substrate, and so on. Then enzyme work in its substrate to produce product. Here, enzyme break down its substrate to form a new product, and this is very important to many vital processes inside our body. Cell. What the type of cell in living organism? Living organism is divided to unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular means the body of this living organism is formed from one cell. This one cell do all our vital process about this organism, or formed from multicellular, like human, which formed from multicellular. We have muscular cell, nerve cell, a skeletal cell which is found inside your bones, and so on. There's different in shape and in function. Cell may be animal cell or plant cell. What's the difference between animal cell and plant cell? Animal cell found inside animals and plant cell found inside plants. Different in shape, like you show in this diagram, and in the second difference between these cells in organelles. Animal cell have a flagella, maybe have flagella, or the meaning of flagella to facilitate the movement of cells. Plant cell have no flagella. Plant cell has cell wall, large vacuoles, chloroplast to facilitate photosynthesis. Animal cell having cell wall, small vacuoles, and no chloroplasts. Next, we are talking about the type of tissues. Tissues are a group of cells that have a similar structure and act together to perform a specific function. We have three main tissues inside your body. In the muscular tissue, skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscles are unique muscle found only inside the heart muscle. Smooth muscles are involuntary muscle found in our alimentary canal. Skeletal muscle, voluntary muscles, and found in skeletal muscle like femur, humerus, ulna, radius, all these type of muscles. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.